Hi y'all, this is Presley with Discover You, and today I'm going to be walking through the Wonderworks application. I found this link in the student portal, and so you'll find the application is here, but it provides you with a list of documents and information that you want to go on and gather and get before you start the application, because once you've started, it can't be saved. So you're going to need your unofficial transcript, and it must include the fall 2020 grades. You need your GPA. You need unofficial copies or just copies of your standardized test scores. And then you need the name, email, and phone number for a teacher or counselor whom Wonderworks could contact if they wanted more information on you. And then there's some additional sections on the application: personal info, academic profile, and supplemental information. So 3 sections, but make sure you've gathered these before we get started. All right, so I actually have already started the application and filled out most of it just so this video goes a little bit quicker for everyone. But whenever you click on this, it will take you to this Google form application, and this is what you're going to submit. So let's go on and get started. First, it's going to start with your email. So whatever your email is, you don't have to use a Gmail. It just needs to be an email that you use most frequently, which program you're applying to. So which Wonderworks do you want to go to? Your first name. And see here, I was going through too quickly and did not pay attention to how they want me to write it. So they actually want you to do last name, first name, and middle if you have it. And then your address, your phone number, a secondary telephone number if applicable, your birth date, your gender, your high school, your school district, what grade you will enter next fall. So if you're currently a 10th grader, you're going to be entering the 11th grade, so on and so forth. If you are a rising 12th grade student, so if you are an 11th grader currently, they would like you to indicate whether you are going to participate in the college essay/counseling workshop, which will be held the 19th through the 23rd of July. You do not have to, but it is encouraged. And then, do you currently have home internet access? And then what devices do you have access to? And which ones will you have access to during the summer? And you're going to hit next. So this is the part of the application where we dive a little more into academic information. So they ask about your cumulative GPA. If the maximum is not 4.0, then go on and include your max. So let's say it's a 5-point scale or whatever. Say, I'm a 4.2 out of 5. And then your class rank, this is approximate. If you aren't in top 10 or top 25, you can say other, and then put, top 30, top 50, whatever it might be down here in this box. And then the next thing it asks is for you to attach your unofficial transcript. Again, that includes your grades from fall of 2020. And then which of the following nationally normed tests have you taken? Click all that apply. So if you've taken your PSATs and your ACT or your SAT, just click any of the ones that you have taken. And then this is where it's going to ask for your standardized test scores. So for this one, if you've taken the PSAT or the pre-ACT or the ACT, provide your most recent reading/writing scores and percentile. If you have taken the PSAT or the pre-ACT or the ACT, then you're going to provide your most recent math score and percentile. Again, I have no idea if 25 even makes sense. I haven't been in high school for a hot second. And so do what, maybe 25 does make sense. And in my percentile, I was like, I don't know, top 75% or something. Then this is information that you should have on your test scores. Like on the sheet. And then this is, please attach the unofficial copy of the test scores. And so if you have taken any of these, so the PSAT, the pre-ACT, or the ACT, this is where you're going to attach your unofficial score report. I think I remember there being a website, it was like College Board or something like that, where as a student you could find your, like I was able to log in and find all my test scores. If you have no idea where to find those things, I highly recommend that you reach out to either your counselor or your registrar on campus, and they can either A, pull those files for you, or B, direct you in the location that you need to head. But again, I think there's a website that you just log in and it has all these scores and you can download them and then upload them. And then here it asks specifically if you've taken the SAT or the ACT. And then if you have, again, your reading and writing scores for this box and percentile, and then your math scores and percentile for SAT and ACT. And this is where you would upload your score report for your SAT or ACT if you have taken them. If you're a ninth grader and you haven't taken them, then you can skip these questions about the SAT and the ACT. And then your curriculum can be best described as, so what do you think it is best described as? Look at the courses that you take. If you're in a bunch of AP courses, I'd go on and say that's college prep. If you are in a bunch of quote-unquote regular courses, it might just be more regular. If you're in pre-AP and you're in advanced languages, that could be honors and gifted. So it's really just how you interpret your curriculum. And then what is your first language you learn to speak if not English? So if you're a native English speaker and you don't know any other languages, then ignore this. If you are a native Spanish speaker, then you would put Spanish. And then can you read and write fluently in that language? Yes or no? So here is where you are going to mark if you are participating in any of these following programs: Merge, Discover You, QuestBridge, or I'm not. If you are watching this video, it is very, very likely that you are participating in Discover You. If you participate in more than one of these programs, you can click more than one. And the last two questions for this page are, please indicate a teacher or counselor who knows you well and whom we may contact in case additional information is needed. So go on and put the name of a teacher or counselor, and then please provide teachers or counselor's phone number and email address. So you want someone who, again, knows you well, so in case they're trying to choose between you and one other student, and they contact your teacher, they speak highly of you and kind of serves as a recommendation if needed. And then we've got next. This is the last page. This is parent and guardian information, so fairly quickly to fill out and pretty easy. So you're looking at parent or guardian name, their address, their phone number, their email address, what their occupancy is, so what they do as a job, and then whether they went to college and graduated from college. They do ask about a second parent/guardian's name and information. If this is not applicable to you, you do not need to fill this part out. And so if you have someone you can fill out for second parent or guardian, go on and do it. But if you don't, that's totally fine. It will have no effect on your application. And then once this is filled out, I would recommend that you go back and make sure you answered every question. And then you're going to hit submit, and a copy of your responses will be submitted as well as emailed to the address that you provided back on that first page. So this is the Wonderworks application. Again, this is not an application that can be saved and submitted later. And unfortunately, with Google Forms, if you refresh this page at any time, you're going to lose your entire application. So it might be smart, especially for your academic page, to make sure that you've gathered your test scores and you know your answers and you've gathered all of your transcripts and any documents that you need before you even start, so you don't lose this progress in case your internet goes out and it just is a huge big mess. All right, this is the end of the Wonderworks application. I highly recommend that you contact your flow advisor if you need any additional support. If you don't know who your flow advisor is, you can always email Discover You, and we'd be happy to connect you. Our email is info@discoverus.org. But I wish you the best of luck with this application and any other float applications you're doing. And I hope that you get accepted, and I hope that you found this helpful. All right, thanks. Bye.